Hey, Pat McCardle and my good buddy Dave back for another episode of Shop Talk, where today we're talking about the all-new RZR Pro R and the monster display in the middle of the dash on this thing. Stay tuned for more. All right, so Dave, all-new Pro R in the shop today. Give us the high level. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, man. Well, you know RZR Pro R is one of my favorite and our customers' favorite platforms, right? It's an absolute animal out in the dunes in the desert. 4-cylinder, 2-liter motor kicking out 225 horsepower, 29 inches of usable travel. This thing is a blast, and man, for 26, we made it even better.
Now, Dave, I heard from the guys that there might have been some suspension tuning going on again this year. What's cooking there?
That's right. Well, if you can believe it, we made this thing ride even better. So it's got a new triple rate spring setup, new shock calibration. Man, this thing's butter.
All right, I'm looking forward to getting out in the dunes with you and checking that out. But is there anything else on the outside that we should be talking about before we jump on the inside of this rig?
This thing's dripping in style. We threw a ton of red at it, matching ROPs, matching beadlocks. Man, this thing is hot. You're going to be seen in the dunes in this thing.
Yeah, but this Indy Red is not the only new colorway for 26, right? You got a few more up your sleeve.
That's right. We got a few tricks up our sleeve. Yes, the red is hot, but we've got a white and black. We got an all blacked out model. But man, we didn't stop there. Thunder. Limited supply. We got a model called Purple Thunder. You're going to love it.
Lightning, purple thunder.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah. Well, hey, I think we better jump inside and show off this monster screen to everybody. All right, so Dave, the first thing I noticed jumping in here is I got this new handle to be able to close the door. Where'd you guys come up with this one?
Yeah, so for 26, we added door handles. Definitely, makes it a little easier getting in and out, and it's a nice place to hold on to as you're going for the ride.
Nice. Now, the other thing I see, just looking out at this, we got brand new color on the inside too, not just the outside. Yeah?
That's right. We brought that theme in. You've got it on the dash. Comes all the way through the center console. It's all in mold color, so it's very durable. It'll stand up to the environment.
Nice. Now, I think we got to focus on this screen, but let's start out. We got some stuff below the screen here. There's some hard buttons, tactile feel, right? Not everything's on the touch itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, you got a ton of screen space there, right? But when you're riding, especially in rough terrain, it's great to have the hard buttons, right? So we got a gauge button. You've got controls you can access. We have a volume knob, so you can mute and adjust the music with a knob, so it's very easy because you know you're going to be blasting the music when you're going down the trail. You got a music function and a phone function, all with hard buttons right there, easy to access.
Nice. And the other thing I think that's been awesome for a few years, right? Steering wheel controls too. So you don't even have to take your hands off the wheel for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We still have the industry's only dynamics button, which puts it at full lock, right? So we love that. You can change the suspension settings. You got audio settings, and then the Polaris button, which you can actually program what you want to do. So pretty cool controls right on the steering wheel and on the dash.
Yeah, all right. Now, size-wise, I mean, this thing is like double the size of the old 7-inch.
Yes,
I mean,
over double,
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
And you can actually get split screen now.
Yeah, let's say you want to check out music. You go to music, and check this out. The map always stays on the top, and then the music comes up on the bottom. You take music off, you go to gauges, you still have the map, and you've got the gauges. So you got visibility to the trail, to your group ride. No matter what other functions you're playing around with, you always have the visibility of where you're going on the map. So imagine ripping down the trail with your wife. She can control the music. You still have the track on the map.
Right. No, this is fantastic. The other thing, playing around with this a bit, that was really pretty trick to me is just how fast and responsive the map is. I mean, you can drag around, pinch to zoom, and it's right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this thing is a powerhouse for a display. It's a much faster processor. It's got twice as much storage. This thing is very responsive, very fast, very bright. It's going to be a lot of fun to use this when you're out on the trail.
All right, now I think the other thing we got to take people through is we introduced customization on some of the gauges a couple years back, but this one's got even more customization potential, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to the hard buttons that we already gave you, right? The bottom bar here, you can actually customize what basically apps you want access to, right? So since you already have gauges, controls, music, down here I like to have map, and then I like to click here and maybe you go dynamics. I like to have the camera on, so you can actually have the rear camera on when you've got the map, right? You might go in here and say, let's do a check-in, maybe a group ride, and then maybe you do. I
like settings.
Yeah, settings. That's a good one, right?
I think that's a good one. Yeah. And the cool part of this is, right, that you now see like those 6 things Menu's always in the bottom right, and whatever the last thing you had up is always there too, right?
Yep, right back there. And then you're probably starting to notice already, like, again, the map is adjusting. You want to take gauges down, full map, you can hit it again and close it, or hit this X here, right? So it's really configurable to the apps you want and which app you want to show in addition to the map.
Yeah, and if you ever need to find the rest of them, that menu button's always there to pop those up, and you can quickly select any of them.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
So map gauge is another thing you can configure, right? What's displayed in the bottom couple corners. So let's say we don't want elevation, maybe we want our fuel level, so we always know where that is, or, engine temp. I like seeing that while I'm riding. You can do the same thing on both sides. But I think these are a couple of my favorites, right? Satellite imagery, if you got this thing connected to Wi-Fi like we do now, I'm actually connected to my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot, not even the shop Wi-Fi, but it loads lickety-split, right? And land info, this is another cool one that, if you're, say in an area where you're not sure like who the landowner is, sometimes trails go through some, public, some private areas. If you actually zoom in far enough, you'll actually start to see like who the owners are of parcels of property in these views. And I guess maybe we'll go back to where we are here and zoom way in. But you can see all these orange lines, right? These are residential areas. This is everybody that owns these properties. So, that same information you can see on your phone, you can actually pull up real time on here as well. So again, it's a crazy amount of good information, whether you want that on or if you just want the more basic view, you can choose what you want to do. And, you got different ways, right? You can hit the plus minus, you can pinch like you're used to on a phone. Like this thing is full of configurability and information. And not only that, but like, because it's so big while you're driving, when you glance down, it's a lot easier to see because some of these fonts are a lot bigger, right? When I'm thinking like vehicle speed, battery voltage, coolant temp, it's just overall easier to see from the driver's seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Very visible. It's right there. The displays are a good size. The map is huge. Do we have a tape measure in here? We got to get a tape measure out. So I want to show you how much actually mapping you can see. Because if you think about when you do group ride, you can be in a group of multiple vehicles. The best thing to have is actually vertical distance on your map. So,
right.
While a lot of the industry has been going to these landscape displays, they're not very tall. This one, we went portrait on purpose because you just have so much forward visibility onto the map.
Nice. All right, well, what other features are in here that would be good for people to know about? I think there's a lot of stuff that's existed on the 7-inch display that were kind of, I'll say, almost hidden features, right? Things like the ability to pull up an image, or, how do you set up a group ride, or even some of the new Ride Command Plus, alert functionality. That's all built in already, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that we had on the 7-inch previously has been brought over. Again, a lot of that stuff has gone better. It's gone crisper, it's faster, it's more reliable. We still have group ride. We have messaging. You can send help alerts. But then there's, some of the features just got a major upgrade as well. So like the camera is a digital camera now. So it's a lot faster. It loads immediately. The audio, it's also now digital. So the components are the same from last year. We still have 4 speakers, tweeters, and 10-inch subwoofer, but is now powered by 1,500 watt digital amp. So the tune is better. We're getting more bass out of it. This thing absolutely rips.
All right, we gotta try this out, man. We're going to music. We're gonna turn something on.
Man, they're gonna see you coming. They're gonna hear you coming.
Boy, the volume used to go to 11, and it is way more than 11 now.
It's way more than 11. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, so Dave, we covered off on a whole bunch of features on this new display, but there might be a couple more, right?
Yeah, let's dive in a little bit deeper. We went through the mapping, we went through the gauges, but check it out. You go to controls here. Again, you can control this screen. You can change the brightness. You can set it to auto, and you got day and night mode. Let me just show you how bright it is in day mode. Pretty
Nice.
sweet, right?
No, this is one of my favorites right here.
Yeah, check it out.
I didn't realize how warm it was in this room, but having those seat coolers
That's
on,
nice, right? That's nice.
that is glorious.
So again, the industry's only heated and vented seats on this Pro R, all controlled from the screen there. That just makes the ride that much more enjoyable, right?
Yeah, no, I think the other thing we got to talk is just some of the configurability on the audio, right?
A couple more details. You get into the music here. Again, it's sweet. You can see what tracks you've got playing, what's coming up next. You click in here, you go into the settings. Again, you got control of fade, balance, equalizer. You can play with your bass, treble, mid, where you like it there. Automatic volume control, low, medium, high.
And that's really, the faster you drive, the more it'll up or dip the volume for you, right?
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, you got full control of your music, all straight from your music menu. And again, you notice like when we found controls to music, then this most recent tab updated, so it was really easy to go right back and forth. And again, you just watch that map adjust to whether you have that app open or closed. Pretty cool, right?
This is awesome. So I think overall, you know, this has been phenomenal. You know, you were asking about a tape measure a little while ago, and it just so happens with the magic of the studio here, we got one.
You found one.
Yeah, I absolutely found one.
Let's check this out.
So maybe we'll start right at the end there, and we're, I don't know, that's a bit over 8 inches, right?
Yeah, almost 8.5.
Yeah. Yep. When you go sideways, you know, you're what, 6 1/4 or so?
6 1/4, that's right. How about that map when it's on full size? So you do have this bar here, but
oops, sorry, I'm nailing things here. That's almost 7 1/4, 7 1/2, maybe somewhere in there.
7 1/2. So you got 7 1/2 of vertical mapping displayed.
Darn near, yeah, and you know, almost 6 1/4 going the other way. So yeah, I mean, the square area it's monstrous.
That's huge. That's huge. That's 7 1/2 of vertical mapping distance, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's how far ahead you can see in the mapping. That is so cool. I mean, since you brought the tape measure, man, I got a vehicle out back that we gotta go measure and see how it sizes up.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so Dave, we found a Maverick R sitting outside, so we can come take a look at the competitive screen here.
Yep, I got the tape measure. Let's check it out here. So height, we're looking at
maybe a little over 3 1/2, something like that.
3 1/2, about 3 1/2.
How about width? Yeah, and a little over 9 1/2 maybe?
9 1/2. Okay, so it's got some nice width, but we're talking 3 1/2 inches on height. Yeah. We were close to 8 for mapping, so you just can't see
a lot more area on the RZR for sure. Now, what do you think of the audio on this thing?
Audio? There's no factory audio on this.
Ah, okay. Well, let's go check out the mapping here quick. You got the BRP Go app on your phone?
Negative.
Negative. Yeah, me neither. Let's go back inside and finish up on the RZR.
All right.
All right, so Dave, we just spent a ton of time looking at the screen on this all-new Pro R. Checked out a competitive unit quick. What are the top few things we want people to remember about this model year 26 lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. Hot new colors, new suspension tune, huge new display.
And on that display, kind of top 3 to 5 things we want people to take away. Number 1?
It's big.
Number 2?
It's fast.
Number 3?
Split screen, always on mapping.
Number 4?
Hard buttons and a volume knob.
Overall, anything else?
No, bigger, faster, better.
Bigger, better, faster,
Bigger,
right?
better, faster. You said it, man.
Hey, that's it for this episode of Shop Talk. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see next time.